Before we get into this re-upload, I will have to add some details that have not been added to this video or known, as well as why I'm re-uploading this in the first place. The reason why I'm making this public again is because Thumin's channel has been deleted. This is due to a hacker taking down her channel and hijacking her other social media. And because of the horrifically terrible bad luck she has had on trying to get the video forward, situations have caused the video to be pushed back to the point I don't even know if it will ever be uploaded. Please show support for Thumin because she is practically devastated by this coordinated attack. I am aware this may not make much of an impact given my channel is very, very small, but I do want to at least make an attempt to make a dent on an individual who is lying and still active to this day in spite of her predatory actions. I've been given consent to re-upload this as well, so I will introduce this video with a couple things. One, this video is from 2024, 2 years ago. This video was also before I, Akumu, Laka, and Thumin managed to find 12 and 13-year-olds being preyed on by Toasty. I'll let these screenshots speak for themselves and you can read them. This is also before the secret Slummers chat was recovered, a chat where a certain diaper-loving pedophile was present. People may contest why I say doodletones is a pedophile and me calling her a predator at one point because of the Cloud Palace logs of her tainting kids when she was 21 years old, and frankly, they have every right to feel that way. The evidence was not that, well, it didn't prove much. Is what I would say had she not admitted it in my DMs on how it was grooming behavior, which, whoopsie daisy. I'll show the entire conversation right now. This was from November 14th, 2025. Hello.
Hey.
So I've been meaning to ask you questions for ages, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to you.
How much more trouble am I in, Jen?
I will be a bit busy, so keep in mind for spotty replies. But the main question, aside from my questions, aside from that is a bit of trouble. Susie, from the Cloud Palace logs and from testimonial, you sent Fudanari Lolicon to Joniru and Lunatic, 17 and 15. You realize that is grooming-esque behavior?
I do now, but I did not know at the time.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. 2. Why did you send the rape revenge porn impersonating blank to the Cloud Palace knowing Sue Living saw it and she was a minor? Other than Jack, you know that is a felony. There's also Firebolt who may have also been a minor too.
I think the idea was to get the people to report the account. I don't entirely recall.
You mocked it. You laughed about it.
Oh, then yeah, I don't remember. Sorry.
Hold on, I need to sift screenshots. Forwarded was from a server I had dedicated to my evidence for my video on the Cloud Palace, Yoon and Heaton. This technically qualifies as miscellaneous. Here are people feeling oh so bad for Susie and gossiping about me and my friend Blank, who will be redacted, having rape revenge porn of us. Of course, being the pieces of shit they are, they downplay it as ew, transphobic porn. And of course, the only ones who gave an actual fuck about this was Comment Kun and Livy, who was still 17. Corrected screenshot number 2, which is honestly worse.
I can't see the spoiler screenshots, but at this point I believe you anyway, given what else I hadn't remembered that was bad.
Alright, what you did was extremely damaging.
Yeah, I know now, and I'm sorry.
Even if I hate you, I do appreciate you being honest. Actually, that's it, I'm out. I don't blame anyone for scolding me for my initial screenshots and calling her out, but this situation served as proof that Susie was at least a danger to minors. If you send Fudanari Lolly Show to minors when you're old enough to drink, I think being bare minimum classified as a paraphile for dragging children into your paraphilic kinks is accurate. Fuchsia Butter is also a danger to minors bare minimum as well, but if I went over her actions, we'd be here forever. I did say the video was age restricted, however, I feel it would spread more if it isn't age restricted, as YouTube will suppress it otherwise. Instead, I'm stating if you are underage, do not watch this. I hope this suffices as a good jumping off point for the SCK. Reports have been filed by both the victims and those investigating alike, and nothing has been done. It's very triggering, but I feel this needs to be done. This will not cover the enablers like Hopeless Peaches, Mad Libs, and Nezzy Monster. The misinformation has gotten so bad with the enablers that they have gotten put in the same league as the groomers involved with this group. They're not. Hopeless Peaches and Nezzy Monster, to confirm, are not groomers. It's gotten so bad that underage victims of the FCK like LS Mark were classified as one of the enablers. For the love of God, please leave that man alone. He's already gone through Cross Mazor's grooming and he was 17 in the Discord. Anyway, here's the video. The following video will contain discussions of disturbing topics such as child grooming, child neglect, abuse, suicide, blackmail, lolicon and shotacon, pedophilia, and zoophilia. Viewer discretion is advised. This is a one-time thing, and I don't feel as burned out as I was when I first published the leaks. Yes, I am fruitcakeklub. No, I'm not doing any other of this sort of work ever again. I am an autistic guy with trauma issues that just wanted to make this known. Because I saw what I saw, and what I saw was ugly and disgusting. Do not ask me to research into people that are like this. I simply did this job for the reason that no one else would do it. To put it in short, the Fruitcake Club is a cesspool of dangerous tomfoolery, abuse, and grooming, filled with adults that fail to do their due diligence to help the children affected. This was called out 4 years ago by a figure you may be familiar with named AKUMU, only for this to be swept under the rug like it was nothing. And I think I know why. I would also try to call out the main perpetrator, Toasty Vanilla or Ruby Missile Launcher now, only to be gaslit, met with dislike, and made to feel like I ruined an innocent person's life. If you're familiar with my video on my Mind Your Business channel, you will notice I mentioned Toasty as one of the people I ruined. I no longer stand by that case. There's a reason why that happened, and simply put, it's degeneracy, and these degenerates are birds of a feather. I don't believe this video will be too long, but I don't believe it's going to be short either. This will function as a comprehensive summary of the most dangerous and depraved acts, cover 3 of the biggest perpetrators plus their enablers, and help the victims spread their word. Please support the victims. I will link their socials. Links to sources and people assisting me are also in the description. Last thing to note is that I do not condone harassment to anyone involved. This video will be age restricted manually. Anyone who is watching is presumed to be an adult, so please act so. I will start from the beginning of the server, October 8th, 2019. This server starts off normally.
Nice people. Howdy. Screenshot. This is that one N-word who on all levels except physical is a wolf. Man's fucking followed me on Instagram, the fuck? Yo, so my raid caused you a lot of trouble, so I want to formally apologize, since it was not my intent to cause harm to the mods, and I did all in my power to make sure that everyone followed the rules. We cool? Yeah, it's cool. I'm past caring for her dumbass server anyway. You ready to tear the whole thing down? Of course. She deserves it now. This kind of behavior has gone on long enough. TBH, it really has. If she had been hit with the belt and taught certain things, we wouldn't have become like this. This will be about a month-long project, but we have all the evidence pretty much. As long as it's updated before 2020. Damn, N-word, what's the project? Limited addiction. Pre-order bonus is 300 IQ plays. Pirate you want like epic admin? GIF.
The server initially starts off normally, with introductions. I censor the PFP, of course, with Kellytubby, as I believe that is a face docs. They discuss raiding a server. This server was originally meant to take out Madame, or at least cause a massive bruise on her career. Said attempt has failed, as Madame would move on to make other channels, specifically cash cow channels. Rumor has it that Madame became a millionaire. These efforts would be for naught. On appearance, this seemed like an ordinary server to discuss Madame's actions. That would unfortunately change. October 12th, 2019, Slimmers, or as she is known now, Hoji, joins the server. A day before, Xena joins, another perpetrator and predator of the story. Hoji was 15 years old. For reference, this is the list of the victims of the FCK server. Unfortunately, there's more victims of Ruby Missile Launcher outside of this server. We will briefly go over them at the end of this video.
I have all the traits of a gay man except for an attraction to males. I'm lesbian, but I don't like lesbians. At misszizi, if you could frick any female character from Overwatch, who would it be? At Slimmers. I don't play Overwatch, but I fuck Bayonetta. She's a hottie, not gonna lie. Bayonetta, she's hot TBH. I'd probably frick Mercy or Bridget, and from any game outside of Overwatch. Actually, wait, I have to think about this. Okay, I'm not a scaly or anything, but ukulele. Knife emoji. I'm kidding, I swear. Nah, probably, obviously, Parasol or Misfortune from Skullgirls. Eliza, though. Oh my god, I forgot about her. Waifu. Slimmers. You should draw everyone in the project taking a group photo so I could say at the end, even through all of this bullshit pain and suffering, there has been a silver lining, dare I say a golden lining. Through all of this, we have met each other to share stories, experiences, and jokes, and our lives have greatly improved because of it. It's like a draft finale, but I can make it better later. Yeah, I was planning on doing that before the 2-hour video game, but I'm glad I waited so I could put you in it too, including the other mods.
Discussions of wanting to fuck Overwatch characters and Bayonetta. Keep in mind that Xena is 22 at this point and Toasty would be 18. They are discussing this around a 15-year-old. This may seem as just reckless interactions, but it will get so much worse from here very quickly.
Lol, when I just kept hearing ba-dum, when I was changing. Finn showed me you tits. Toasty is the big popular now. Did something big happen while I was gone? Your tits are hot, Toasty. Finn showed you my tits from when I was 16. Yes, you're calling a 16-year-old hot. Yes, show me your soggy boobs. Hot. I'm 17, N-word. It's legal. Toasty's boobs. Oh yeah, that's pretty much. And there's a meme? What the hell? Don't show Xena. She's not ready to see my boobs. Your tits are too powerful. What the hell has this shot become? Discussion of titties. It's mostly us low-key waiting for Nan, aka Nani, to free up so we can start making plans. So I have some ideas, and you made a chat dedicated to my titties. Okay. Your tits are hot, we're as fuck. Shut the fuck up.
This is Toasty Vanilla, or Ruby, bragging about showing what is essentially shirtless photos from when she was 16. She would then show herself drawing her boobs on a chest of her real-life self on MS Paint. Note that this is before she transitioned to become a trans woman. This is treated as comedic and normal, with several Niners laughing about it. Sex jokes, pedophilia jokes, advertising porn, and racism was common in the chat, but that is not the worst of it. Minors were encouraged to send porn, draw porn, act explicitly, and adults were encouraged to do the same. This includes minors warning Ruby about showing porn around another minor in the chat.
Gibberish. Toasty, stop posting that SMH. I wonder who drew that. Jesus! Did you forget Lumi is here? Bro, wait, is Lumi a minor? Toasty, I feel like you're wanting that to happen. Yes! Did you not ask? I may have fucked up real big here. Yes, uh-oh. I'm a minor, Toasty. Lumi is a fucking minor. Bruh, you fuck.
And this is not all of it. These were made by minors. And this is not everything. This is extremely illegal and reckless behavior at the most charitable, which leads me to 3 people I will cover in this video that are perpetrators of this server. People who knew that they were wrong, as they would do everything in their power to silence the truth or shift the blame. Toasty Vanilla, or Ruby as I shall call her, is the first I will cover, as while she wasn't the server owner, she assumed the role. To put it simply, degenerate, immoral, and sex pest would be an understatement in words to describe her. Being arguably the worst perpetrator, Ruby would encourage illicit behaviors with adults and minors, and then act as if it was a comedic joke. To put it simply, Ruby is a groomer. Setting porn is a norm for this person, and she would knowingly push the boundaries of her victims, such to the point where she would have porn drawn of her friends in her friend groups.
Image. Hey man, can you not encourage this anymore? I'm legit, starting to get uncomfortable. I was gonna say choke, slap me with your thighs, but then I remembered the last time I said something like that, I almost made things really awkward. It wasn't what you said, it was the literal porn bounty you put on my head. Well, never thought I'd say that sentence. Locked message, collapse message. Well, now everyone in the group has trap porn made of them. It had to be done.
Sexually harassing her friends under the guise of comedy, or in some cases naming children Toasty's underage pimp and allowing minors like Teddy to be in the NSFW channels and her other servers as well. Blue is Teddy to be precise. Ruby is very apathetic when showing minors porn. I recommend watching AKUMU'S video on Ruby to see how apathetic Ruby can be when showing porn to minors. It includes voice recordings of Ruby showing NSFW to minors in real time. Keep in mind that again, Slimmers or Hoji was 15 to 16 years old at this point. Here is their statement. Hi, I was on that server and used to go by Slimmers on there. That server affected me severely and I was constantly being shown porn all the time. Growing up on social media, I would allow adults to talk to me inappropriately because I thought talking to adults in this sort of fashion or allowing adults to talk to me in this manner was okay. This led to me being groomed multiple times. I didn't realize it was being groomed more than once ever since this situation started to appear again. I was around untrustworthy adults, perverted ones at that, and this affected me mentally. I consumed a lot of porn by adults, and due to me seeing and consuming so much of this at a young age, it led to me having a sex addiction in real life, and I constantly felt like I needed NSFW or wouldn't mind doing sexual acts even if the person was older than me. Now that this is being shown to the public, people in popular art commentary YouTubers could have said something to not me, but the other victims included to prevent this from happening. But no, they all watched this go down and didn't apologize or say anything until now. If this was never shown to the public, I really don't think anyone here involved would have felt guilt for what they did. I hope nobody else ever goes through what me and the others had to go through on the server as a minor. Never meet your heroes, and be cautious at all times. Nobody deserves to be shown this gross shit as a 15-year-old. Another thing I'd like to bring up, someone has been trying to spread the narrative that I'm best friends with Toasty and Zizi. I am not close to Zizi, and I heavily dislike Cena for personal reasons that I don't want to air, and for Ashley, I was incredibly close with her in the past. I came back to her because of the FCK, never came to mind because again, I didn't think that the server affected me at all and almost felt like it was a faded memory. I didn't even remember half the things I've said in there. While I'm not scared to admit I'm in contact with Ashley, I'm incredibly upset and hurt. Angry, confused, and conflicted all at once because I fully acknowledge now what Toasty did was so beyond fucked up on here, and I was out in the open with perverted adults who acted like teenagers. I was in contact with Ashley for years now, and the FCK didn't dawn on me until now. And none of these adults apologized to me at all, and frankly, I don't want an apology, because I don't forgive anyone in this situation, and if anyone wants clarification,
please just let me know privately, and I will let you know in advance. But in the meantime, I wish to upload my artwork and be silent as usual and fix my real life.
Hoji was used as a stepping stool with her past of being exploited by adults. This was then exploited and weaponized by Ruby. I strongly believe that Hoji should cut contact with Ruby for multiple reasons, as Ruby exploited her. No one should have contact with a child predator. There are other victims of Tosi's abuse, Teddy namely. I will link the document Teddy made in the description. Ruby would repeatedly violate Teddy's boundaries by tagging her with lolicon, such to a point where Teddy would beg for her to stop, but she wouldn't.
Who drew? Stop tagging Teddy. He just drew fan art of us and hasn't shared it yet, and I want to share it. It's cute. Now leave us. No. I'll tag you both one more time just to piss you off. Teddy and Rump, who is Trent. Stop, please. Emoji.
The worst part of this is that lolicon was and still is a trigger for Teddy, hence her upset reaction. Teddy is one of the most affected, as she has tried to call out Ruby in the past after Akumu called Ruby out, such to no avail on Akumu's part as it was dislike bombed. Unfortunately, Teddy would get the same reaction, if not worse. This was called out 4 years ago after all, and no one said anything. When Teddy would attempt to ask others for help for calling Ruby out, she was called a liar, gaslit, and hurt. The worst was her getting harassed and blackmailed, such to an extent where she self-harmed. I'll let these speak for themselves.
I mean, I figure you weren't fully R-worded.
I'm allowed to say the R word, but I'm just gonna keep it out here.
And could have figured out who Tudor was, but I gave you way too much credit, and then you fall for Teddy shit, so which you going to go with? Go touch grass or go get bitches?
Finally, you talk to me on your main lol, but then again, I don't want to talk to a pathetic harasser and someone who encourages my friends to hurt themselves. You're a sad sack of a human, but I hope you grow up one day. Until then, catch this block.
Not gonna lie, you ever just want to kill yourself because of a fucking video? No.
I think this is a reason for a welfare check as well as a psych exam, and maybe a check-in about her father, because he really shouldn't raise kids for Swedish men to get... Margo needs help, buddy. Yes, that bait failed, so she taking a break, but tell her thank you for getting me invested in this drama cow. I'll see you guys next, drama.
You aren't worth my time. You're too much of a pussy to speak your opinions publicly, so you use an alt. Grow up.
You reply and defend every time, so I am worth your time. Saw the cunt do the world's fastest disable enable on Twitter after the debate failed and just got her shit on.
Apologizing to the people I had hurt. Read, twit longer.
An engagement gift for the mango draws.
I apologize, Blank. I honestly hope I improve. I'll do much better than I have. Thank you for this video. You know, obviously I'm going to ignore it and move on, but it's touching. Thank you for calling me out on my BS. I'll hopefully do the right thing next time, heart emoji.
Oh yes, that's pretty based. And I also would like how that little apology is equivalent to the BS you said on that tweet longer. I hope I do better by calling people groomers and saying people sexually harassed me, because it's not like you can't do that to ruin people's lives. You are proof abortions need to be up to 21 years old. Commissions open though probably accuse anyone that would pay as a rapist or groomer.
I don't know why you're here, but thank you for the message. I'll keep that in mind.
At 1 minute 4 seconds mid-video is harassment. Please just fuck off and go talk to the baiter, as she says she's done with life, and cry, then nothing, because if they want to talk about it, they will be offing theirself. Oh bro, why did you get all quiet? Was it your pics? Oh well, I'm sure we will run into each other when Teddy the Cuts gets in shit next week.
The kicker, Tommy Tudor, or Dudist, was 30 years old. He was a grown man harassing a 17-year-old girl for even bothering calling out Ruby Missile Launcher for sexual abuse, including calling her a baiter.
You got your bitch right here, there. I mean, she damaged goods, but hey, you will enjoy those sloppy seconds. Why isn't Carl defending her? He too bitch to come out. Did you just use some shit from some CC YouTuber? said touch grass, love the male. I am a trans woman and trans age. I'm whatever age fits at the moment.
Oh, shut the fuck up, trans. If I dwell on this sicko, I would be more unprofessional with what I say, so I shall get back to Ruby. Ruby, being herself, would eventually blackmail Teddy into making an apology to everyone she lied to. I say lied to in air quotes, as Teddy was gaslit. This included even irrelevant parties like Junkie, who spearheaded the gaslighting. If you want to know more about Junkie, I can link a video livestream LAKAMOKOLAKA has made dedicated to him and his significant other's role in the FCK. There is one detail that I must include that ties into Ruby's sociopathic character, the blackmail. Unfortunately, much of the evidence has been lost to the void, but there are traces with Teddy's apology in regards to Ruby blackmailing people. Ruby would pay people to say offensive things like racial slurs, only to screenshot them and put them in a folder to blackmail them with, or get dirt on them, as she would say, paraphrased. Hey, I have a question. I do need more testimony on this. Did Toasty have a blackmail folder to threaten people if they try to go against her? I never heard anything about a folder, although that wouldn't surprise me, but Toasty did threaten to have a lot of stuff on people, like their names, pictures of them, constantly joking about how we would get cancelled at any time if Toasty really felt like it, etc. I'd ask Akumu for the testimony I gave him in DMs. There's a lot more detail in there. Okay, that's good enough. Because she did threaten people, she would gather screenshots in a folder and threaten people with said screenshots. Also, I'd look at the interview with Junkie's editor. There's a lot of, oh yeah, I had a lot of dirt on everybody, but I wouldn't do that, haha, talk in there. Oh god, I didn't know it got that bad specifically. This is the video in question. It's an open secret. Teddy was forced to make an apology, including to me and Akumu, for lying to us. This included more harassment, including people making documents psychoanalyzing her and diagnosing her with mental disorders and behaviors. She was forced to apologize, otherwise there would be a commentary on her calling her a liar and all sorts of unsavory things. Ruby would do this with others. I will try not to theorize too much, but from what I can gather, Ruby may have blackmailed the art commentators involved into staying quiet or covering this up. However, that is not an excuse for the art commentators, as children were deeply affected. The art commentators could have gathered together to stand up to her. Thus, I cannot sympathize with any adult enabling this monster. Xena, or Misszizi, is an art commentator with over 100,000 subs. Her role is thus already filled with a power imbalance. Unlike Toasty, Vanilla, or Ruby, she has no half-hearted excuse of being a teenager, as she was 22 to 23 at the time in late 2019 to early 2020. Turning 23 at the end of February, specifically the 27th. Aside from her and Kelly Tubby recklessly endangering Hoji by telling them to file a copyright strike on Madame, someone who was previously talked about earlier for sending someone to their ex's house.
I have a question. When you file a copyright strike, it doesn't show the person you copyright striked their info, right? Because some DM told me that's what happened to H3H3, and I want to confirm if that's true or not. If so, I'm fucked. You mean it shows your info? Yeah, my address and stuff. No, it's illegal for it to show. Thank fucking god, my heart stopped for a second. LMFAO, that's literally doxing if they show the address. You copywriting Madame's vids? Yeah, her copy to our video one. If this works, then that means I can copyright her other videos and hopefully take down her YouTube channel. As you've heard, you have 3 strikes. Nani sends a dancing emoji to, celebrate this? GG. What's she gonna threaten to sue me and shit? Oh yeah, I heard her apology was taken down.
She would enable Toasty's sexually abusive behavior and even partake in said disgusting acts.
The discussion room for Toasty's tits. Oh Jesus Christ! His tits are too good, better than any anime bitch. I want to suck them. Stop. What? We shall stop nothing, coward. And on the 13th, titties. Here's some degeneracy And here's her setting herself with the censored phallus, I guess. Zizi pulling out her passive cock in the drama. She about to slap some bitches with it.
Going as far as to spam copy pastas about boy pussy and furry statements in a 16-year-old AKUMU'S comments section to mock him. I'm not gonna read this screenshot here because it's hard to read with the emojis.
Oh noes. Oh whoa, what's this stickies coming out of my pee-pee? Oh god, it's everywhere. Daddy, help my womb. And me is all dirty. Help me clean it. Oh, Daddy, I've been a very bad girl. Are you going to punish me? Oh, no, Daddy. Your pee-pee is hard. Oh, whoa, Daddy, please punish me in my pretty princess boy pussy.
Eventually, she would become a perpetrator herself. Meet Mimi Diggs, a 21-year-old artist. Mimi was also 17 at this time, and Xena, along with being inappropriate with Slimmers, loved to be inappropriate with Mimi, including talking about Mimi's chest, kissing Mimi, sending out of context R34 around Mimi, and bragging about giving Mimi an orgasm in said kiss roleplay.
I am the real Victoria. Fuck you. No, I'm real. I would fuck me too. God, I'm so hot. Yeah, God, my yellow fucking vagina. Oh no, who's the real one? I'm sorry, do I have to ban you? Toasty, you try to slide into my Toontown DMs. Yes, fuck you. I fuck me too. Tell her about the time you almost got your dick sucked. No, who here has big titty? Mimi has big titty. I'm small titty, like B. Face dogs. Cringe emoji. Also, why do people sexualize inanimate objects, bruh? I kissed Mimi and she almost had an orgasm. Things the horny goat lady says. That's the best thing that happened in my fucking life. That and a fucking girl cuddling her in her lap. Ha! Quiet down, small man. I own 3 pairs of Crocs. Gender. Kisses Mimi. Loud moan. Suspicious Tom emote. Mimi. Honey. Yes, dear? Go away, Teddy. Ha! You are a one-night stand.
Going as far as to joke under Mimi drawing smut, stating that porn is overrated, then sending said out of context Rule 34.
Feisty smut. Porn is overrated. Excuse me. Ah, racism. I love racism. Me too. I think I've seen it. Yeah, I don't know. Why not? I'm gonna kill you, Toasty. Snatcher is my husband. Yes, Mimi was one of my 2 wives. Was. Machine is my Toontown BF. Peaches is my wife. Mimi was my wife. Toasty and I are Toontown divorced. You said you want a divorce. Yes, Mimi is welcome to come back to me.
Yes, that is Zizi, an almost 23-year-old woman joking about a 17-year-old girl being her wife. But you may give her the benefit of the doubt, as she may not have known Mimi's age. Unfortunately, I have chat logs that will burst that benefit of the doubt, as a few days later, Mimi would state this.
Lol. We text shit, but when it comes to drawing, we can't. So we visualize, even though I really want to see that, but I can't. Why? Because I'm still a child for 5 more months. Oh no, I can't look at Toasty X Mimi fan art because I'll get arrested. Woe is me. No, I meant the Slimmers one. Wait a second, what? I would never ask for a child pornography made by a child of my sexy self. For a child. Eating Toasty's ass. Well, I'm pretty sure our OCs are over 18, so it's all good. Are you sure about that? Because my persona ages when I age. You were touching me. Wait. Pause. Read consent laws.
You would think that Xena would stop this behavior at this point, but no. The following clip shows what I saw rummaging through the server, and to be frank, I was filled with horror and disgust. I will put the clip on half speed for the sake of you guys being able to read it slower.
Thigh pics, please. Okay. I'm in school. I'm not showing you my thighs. Oh, in school. Whoa, Mimi, you're excluded of the judging. Okay, then Mimi, show your thighs. Ugh!
That's right. Xena, 2 days later, after Mimi revealed she was underage, after Ruby would refuse to show her thighs, then would ask Mimi instead for the pics. Mimi would instead send a joke picture. Thankfully, Mimi didn't actually send one. What's worse is that Xena would then send pictures of her actual thighs in said server. This is categorically unacceptable for many reasons, taking advantage of a power imbalance between herself being a YouTuber with thousands of subs with a starstruck 17-year-old. Xena would eventually make an apology, albeit a poorly made one that only addresses her being reckless in nature. Statement on the FCK server. Not sure how long this will be. I joined the fruitcakeklub server thinking it was a space for YouTubers, editors, and anyone else YouTube. I was first invited by user Toasty Vanilla as I was connected to them because of the Madame Slimmers issue that happened 4 years ago. That's about as much detail as I can give for what happened before joining. The server had some YouTubers I recognized, but the editors and personal friends of Toasty I was unfamiliar with. As for what happened in there, most of it was a blur. I have vague memories of things like what possibly broke the server and details of relationships that aren't any of my business to talk about. In terms of my own actions, yes, I saw the screenshots. I couldn't possibly explain what I was thinking at the time. But looking at them now, I am disgusted with myself. Talking the way I did wasn't okay, and I wish I could take it back. Nothing I said was okay. There were sexual conversations in the presence of minors that I took in, and everything was mismanaged. I'm not sure how I didn't see anything wrong with what happened, and I can't make any excuses for it. The main issue was with one user who was at the time 17. There were things strange between us, I will admit it. They admitted to having a crush on me. I remember to not returning the sentiment, but in the server convos, I was sometimes sexual towards them. I should have backed out earlier and maybe thought I did. I should have tried harder to leave it alone. The server kinda imploded on itself, at least a few bigger roles in it did anyways. I eventually did leave, either cutting ties or losing contact with lots in there. I didn't get to talk to everyone, and I haven't thought of that server since I left. In the span of 4 years, I haven't given the server another thought. In fact, I forgot about it. In that time, I'd like to believe I changed as a person, being more careful with those I talk to, but overall lessening my contact with those in the creator's space. To make things clear and to be completely honest, I never called to at most outside of that server. Toasty and I have cut communication. I didn't pursue anyone after leaving and became more reserved. I want to take back the things I've said, things I did, and change how I treated people in the past, but I cannot. I am aware how predictable and corny this sounds. I can only say I'm sorry. I apologize to those I've hurt. I fucked up really badly. Nothing I can do or say can realistically make what I've done right again. I'm sure I've lost the respect of those in my audience who enjoy my content. I'm sorry to you too. I wish I had more to say, but I don't. You don't have to accept my apology, and I don't expect to be treated nicely. Whether you do or don't, thank you for reading. Frankly, she misses the details of her showing her thighs to minors and asking for thigh pictures, but that is neither here nor there. We shouldn't expect a proper apology from people like this nowadays. Xena has, however, sent an apology to Mimi, but Mimi requests me not to show it as they do want to move on. All I'll say is, it's not good. Pretty sympathy baity in nature. I thought it was bad, Mimi thought it was bad, but regardless, Xena should not have a platform anymore. Editing Galbanum here, I decided to leave out the third person I was going to call out, mainly because he was not predatory like the two others involved here. They don't need to be lumped in with two predators, as that is very unfair for obvious reasons. For 4 years, this was covered up, and victims were hurt as this was swept under the rug. After people called this out, Ruby deleted her Twitter. I made the summary video to divert attention back to the actual perpetrators rather than the other parties like Hopeless Peaches, Ellie Momelli, or Nuzzy Monster. Yes, they are guilty parties, though Ellie is on a lesser level in comparison to the other two, but the victims are frankly quite hurt that their abusers are not getting the heat that they deserve. They are absolutely hypocrites, though, and do deserve criticism, but not to the extent of the actual predators here. Recently, we found out about more victims of Ruby Missile Launcher. The FCK victims are not the only ones by any means. If you are a victim of Ruby, formerly known as Toasty Vanilla and misszizi, please take your time and process your pain properly. If you feel safe enough, please speak out. Many of those who have been caught in the crossfires of the server as children were normalizing these behaviors. Teddy, for years, gaslit herself into thinking she was wrong, thanks to the incompetent or downright malicious adults trying to keep her quiet out of fear for their reputations, completely resulting her in getting seriously harmed and the other children never getting proper recognition until now. The ArtCC has kept this hidden for several reasons. It's because they're degenerates themselves and that edgelord kid called it out. Why else would there be a massive dislike ratio on AKUMU'S video? They would do anything by all things necessary to silence a child they hate, even if said child has been harassed by adults that should know better. By doing such, they denied victims as a way to speak. So I implore you all to give your kindness and support to those affected, mainly money for the therapy that they need. They deserve it and need to heal from this. I do hope this served as a decent summary for you all to digest. I know this isn't very entertaining by any means. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be informative. So, take care now.